Okay, let's unpack this. Today we're diving deep into something absolutely fundamental for, well, anyone running an auto repair shop.
hmm
Something that can feel like a constant battle. Inventory management,
Yeah, specifically parts inventory. We've been looking through quite a stack of articles and notes, all focused on this.
right? And our mission here for this deep dive is really to cut through all that noise, find the really important stuff.
The actionable strategies, the insights that can actually help you get a handle on your parts room,
Exactly. Make things run smoother, boost the business.
operate more efficiently, and ultimately be more profitable.
So, whether you're maybe trying to get more organized or you're dealing with those parts that just seem to disappear, the phantom parts, yeah. Or maybe you're just curious how the really successful shops manage it, this episode is definitely for you. Let's get into it.
One, two, three, four.
Welcome to ShopTalk, the podcast where auto repair pros get real insights to grow smarter, run smoother, and boost profits.
Okay, so first off, why is managing parts inventory so crucial? It seems kind of basic, right? Just know what you have.
It does sound basic, but the sources we looked at, they all hammer this home. It's not just about being neat, it's foundational, like really make or break for a shop.
Foundational how?
Well, it directly impacts how efficient your techs are. When they have the parts they need, work flows faster.
Which means happier customers.
Exactly. Speed and reliability build that trust. Nobody wants to hear, sorry, we're waiting on a part, especially these days.
Right. Delays kill you, competition's tough.
It really is. If you can't get the part quickly, that customer is likely going straight down the road to someone who can. You've lost them.
And it's not just lost customers, is it? Yeah. Bad inventory creates problems inside the shop too.
Oh, big time. It causes so much confusion, delays jobs, leads to arguments, tension between service writers, the parts guys, the techs.
Yeah, everyone's frustrated.
Right, because the system, or lack of one, is making everyone's job harder. It just gums up the entire works.
That makes sense. And one interesting thing you mentioned from the sources was how it helps with disruptions like supply chain issues.
Yeah, that came up quite a bit. Thinking about the last few years, knowing exactly what you have in stock, especially your critical parts, it's like a buffer.
Safety net?
Sort of like a business survival kit, yeah. Your own little reserve of the essentials for when things get unpredictable out
Like
there.
a doomsday bunker for brake pads.
Exactly. That analogy really works. But while it's clearly vital, getting it right is tough. There are some really common problems shops face.
Okay, so let's talk about those pitfalls. What trips people up?
Well, a huge one the sources kept hitting on is relying on, manual processes, spreadsheets, notebooks, maybe just memory.
The old school way.
Yeah. And it's slow, it's painful to maintain, super prone to errors, and you can't easily share that info if, say, the main parts person is out.
Right. So that leads to bad counts.
Almost always. Inaccurate tallies. You think you have 3 filters, the tech goes back, there's 1. Or none.
Which means you're either ordering too much.
Wasting money, taking up space.
4. Ordering too few.
And then you can't finish the job. Customers waiting, cars stuck on the lift. It's that constant guessing game. And it's expensive either way.
And what about the classic disappearing part? The one you have.
Yes. The black hole in the parts room. You saw it last week. Now it's gone. Panic sets in.
That's got to be related to shrinkage, right? Parts just vanishing.
Definitely. Shrinkage covers damaged parts, misplaced ones, or parts used on a job but never logged out properly, maybe just admin errors. But it all hits your profit directly.
And poor communication. That came up too.
Oh, yeah. If the team doesn't have clear rules, like how to check parts in or out, how to flag something needs reordering, who does what, it's just chaos. Things get missed.
Especially if you have, say, multiple locations.
Forget about it. Trying to manage across different shops without a central system, it's, nearly impossible to do well.
So that lack of central control, it creates bottlenecks everywhere.
Exactly. It's not just one department's problem. It slows everything down, leading right back to those customer wait times. And financially, it's a double whammy. You're losing money on stock that just sits there, and you're paying extra for rush orders you shouldn't have needed.
Okay, so faced with all that, where do you start? How do you build a solid foundation?
The absolute first step, according to basically all the sources, is you have to categorize and classify your inventory.
Seems simple but really important.
It's the bedrock. You need to classify everything. Tires, brakes, filters, fluids, even like shop rags and cleaning supplies. Everything you stock.
And organize it logically.
Yeah. Maybe by vehicle system brakes, engine, electrical, or by make and model, or even just how often you use it. Then implement a clear coding system like part numbers, bin locations.
So people can find things fast. Like a library's Dewey Decimal System, but for car parts.
Exactly, a good analogy. And once it's categorized, then you can start prioritizing.
Well, you figure out which parts are your bread and butter, the high turnover items versus the stuff you barely touch. This is where that ABC analysis method is really useful.
ABC analysis. Explain that a bit.
Sure. It's pretty straightforward. You group parts by importance. A items are your critical, high-value, fast-moving parts, the ones you absolutely cannot run out of.
Okay?
B items are moderately important. C items are low-value, slow-moving. The key insight is you don't manage a $2 hose clamp the same way you manage a $600 sensor.
Right. Focus your energy on the A's.
Exactly. Monitor those A items closely. For B's and C's, maybe you set different reorder points to keep some on hand, but you don't obsess over them.
And that ties into setting minimum levels for those important parts?
Absolutely critical. Minimum inventory levels or min-max levels. This prevents those stockouts that just stop work cold.
So you don't run out of that crucial A item mid-job.
Precisely. And you set those minimums based on past sales data. How quickly do you usually use this part? And this is key. How long does it actually take your supplier to get it to you? Lead time.
Gotcha. But setting minimums only helps if you know what you're using.
Right.
You have to track it.
You got it. Track usage diligently. Know what's going out the door so you know when to reorder and how much. This is where tracking systems come.
Like barcodes or those RFID tags.
Yeah. Assigning a unique ID number to every part type using barcodes or RFID. Then you can just scan it with a mobile device when it arrives, when it moves, when it gets put on a repair order.
And the system just updates
Instantly.
automatically.
Tells you where it is, how many you have left. It drastically cuts down on errors from like mistyping part numbers or forgetting to log something. And finding parts becomes way faster.
Okay, so you've got categorization, ABC minimums tracking. But you still need to double check, right? Audits?
Still essential. Physical inventory counts. You got to actually count the items on the shelf and compare that to what your system says you have.
Find the discrepancies.
Exactly. That's where you uncover problems. Maybe theft, maybe logging errors, maybe damage you didn't know about. The gap between digital and physical tells a story.
How often should shops realistically do these counts? It sounds like a lot of work.
It can be. But even with software, most sources recommended monthly or at least quarterly counts, maybe focusing more often on just your high-value A items. Consistency is key. Be accurate. It saves money in the long run by catching problems early.
And one last foundational piece. The physical space itself.
Oh, hugely important. You can have the best system, but if your parts room looks like a tornado, hit it.
It's still chaos.
Right.
Right?
Organize the storage. Logically, high-demand parts, put them somewhere easy to grab. Bulky items, maybe lower shelves.
Group similar items together, and organized space is just inherently more efficient. Finding stuff, putting stuff away, counting stuff, it's all faster.
Building that foundation makes total sense, but it does sound like a heavy lift, especially starting from, say, notebooks and memory.
It absolutely is. And this is really where technology becomes not just helpful, but almost necessary for most shops today. Inventory management software.
Ditching the spreadsheets.
Pretty much. Software automates so many of those tedious, error-prone tasks. It gives you real-time data, visibility, and honestly, peace of mind.
How does it help specifically? What does it do?
Well, it monitors your stock levels constantly, tracks order history, links to sales, and a huge one is easy reordering.
So it can order parts for you?
It can, or it can just alert you. You set your minimum level for a part, right? When stock drops below that, the software can either automatically generate a purchase order to your supplier or ping you, hey, time to order more filters.
So that saves a ton of time and prevents running out.
Exactly. You can figure it how you like. Plus, it generates reports, shows you what's moving fast, what's collecting dust. That helps you fine-tune what you actually keep in stock, optimize your investment.
If a shop's looking at software, what are the key features they should look for?
Good question. Things like being able to easily filter and search by SKU or MPN, those unique part numbers, real-time tracking, obviously, with automatic updates. Low inventory alerts are crucial.
And ordering directly through it.
Yes, direct parts lookup and ordering capabilities linked to your main vendors. That's a massive time saver.
You mentioned vendors. Integrations seem really powerful here, connecting systems.
Oh, absolutely. A connected system is a smart system. First, integrating inventory with your main shop management software. That's vital.
So when a part goes on a work order, it automatically comes out of inventory.
Exactly. No double entry, fewer errors. Then integrating with your part suppliers' names came up.
What does that integration do?
It lets you check supplier stocks, see your pricing, and place orders right from your own software. No more juggling websites or making phone calls. Super streamlined. Some suppliers even offer automatic restocking based on data shared through that integration.
Okay. An accounting integration?
Yeah, don't forget that. Connecting inventory to an accounting software ensures your purchases are recorded correctly as costs, and when parts are sold on an invoice, your cost of goods sold is accurate. It links the parts room to the financials.
Through all this tech and process, transparency seems like a big theme too. Yeah, making sure the team knows what's going on.
Totally. Knowledge is power. Your service advisors, your techs, everyone needs access to reliable, real-time inventory info.
Like, maybe a tech could check on a tablet if a part's in stock before even pulling the car in.
Exactly that kind of thing. Prevents wasted time, guesswork. It's about building a culture where everyone understands inventory matters and communicates openly about needs or problems.
Makes sense. Now, obviously not all shops are the same. Does this advice change depending on the type of shop?
It needs to be tailored, for sure. Take a tire shop. Their main focus is organizing by tire size, right? And they need to be really sharp on seasonal changes, winter tires, summer tires, plus having solid suppliers for those specific needs.
Okay, what about, say, an auto detailer? Their inventory is different.
Smaller, yeah. Mostly chemicals, polishes, waxes. But efficiency still matters. The sources suggested things like using a kitting system. Yeah, like pre-packing a bundle of everything needed for a standard interior detail. Grab one kit, you have all your sprays, cloths, brushes, ensures consistency, speeds things up. Or using canned services, preset packages in their system that include the needed supplies.
Interesting. And for a general repair shop? Doing a bit of everything.
Their challenge is the sheer variety. They need a broad mix of common parts. A key thing for them is using diagnostic tools before ordering parts whenever possible.
Confirm the problem first.
Right. Pinpoint the exact needed part, avoids guessing, ordering the wrong thing, and those frustrating delays while you wait for the right part to arrive.
And finally, truck repair shops dealing with heavy-duty stuff.
Unique needs there. They absolutely have to stock specialized heavy-duty part-specific suspension components, bigger brakes, industrial filters, and having strong relationships with suppliers who focus on truck parts is non-negotiable for them. Need quality and availability.
Gotcha. So, okay, we've covered a lot. Why it's crucial, the commune problems, the foundational steps, the tech boost, tailoring it.
Yeah, kind of a whirlwind tour.
If we boil it all down, what's the main takeaway from all these sources?
I think the clearest message is, seriously, getting control of your parts inventory isn't just nice, it's non-negotiable for a successful modern auto repair shop, period.
And technology plays a big role now.
It really does. Those foundational strategies, categorizing, tracking, auditing, they're still vital. But modern shop software like ShopOfficer is basically the essential tool you need to actually implement those strategies effectively and stay competitive today. It's hard to do it well without it now.
Right. Okay, so final thought for everyone listening as we wrap this episode. Think about your own parts room right now. What's maybe just one small thing, one step you could take this week? Maybe it's just tackling one shelf to categorize. Maybe it's asking your team, hey, what's our biggest inventory frustration? Or maybe just researching one software feature we talked about. Just one small step, yeah. And then think. If you took that one step, how could that small change start to ripple out? How might it impact efficiency, reduce stress, and ultimately help your whole shop succeed? Something to chew on.
Totally agree. Thanks for tuning in to Shop Talk by ShopOfficer. If you found this helpful, share it with a fellow mechanic or shop owner and follow for more real-world advice. Want to take your shop digital? Visit shopofficer.com to get started for free. Until next time, keep wrenching smarter.
1, 2,